Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today I want to show you, because it is our anniversary week, so I thought it'd be really fun. I've been wanting to do this tutorial for a long time, so this is the week to do it. I, last year for our wedding, created these custom seed name tags. So everybody got a name tag and inside were some seeds. So it was a really fun and special take-home gift that also served as a name card. So I'll pop a picture here just so you can see how the name card wall looked all set up. I really loved it. It was quite the project, but there's a lot of really cool tricks in order to create these name cards. I did this all through InDesign, and it is using something called a data merge. So each of these name cards have a data merge that's being used for the name, the table, the flower name, as well as their their food icon there. So I am going to walk you through how I created for each of the guest name cards for our wedding. So I hope you enjoy this tutorial, and let's go ahead and get started over on the computer. Any type of name cards for weddings or big events, you're definitely going to want to use something called a data merge. You don't have to type in everything into each individual name card. Seriously, this will save you so much time. So I use data merge inside of InDesign. So that's where I'm designing my name tags here. That's the only program I know how to do this in, so that's the one I'm going to teach in today. And let's go ahead and first break down exactly the pieces that we need for this tutorial. So in here, in my Finder, I have a folder dedicated strictly to name cards. So this is where I'm going to have every single piece, including the files, all in this folder. That's incredibly important. So make sure everything is all in the same folder. I painted a flower per seed, and then what I did was digitize them. So I scanned them in and removed the background to each of these flowers. If you are not sure how to do that step of the process of how to digitize, I highly recommend signing up for my digitizing course that is coming out very soon. It's going to walk you through how to remove the background and get a high-res image of your painting. I'll have that sign up down here below in the description. These flower files, they're all saved on the same dimension document. So within Photoshop, I don't know what I made it. It was probably, maybe 1 by 2 inches, but they all need to be the same size document. And same with your food graphics. So these are all in the same size. So back to our folder, I have the flower graphics. I also have the food icon graphics. Those are saved also as a PNG file because I don't want any type of bounding box around them, like a square background. So I have those, as well as I have my spreadsheet. So that's where I was over here in Google Sheets. I have a spreadsheet. So this is really another important step, is you'll need a spreadsheet. And data merge works by using this first line as like your header line. So it describes what exactly is coming within each of the columns. So the way I did it is first name column, a last name, the food type, which ends up being an image for me. So anytime you do an image within data merge, you want to make sure that you put this @ sign. It doesn't matter what you call it, but it has to be @ and then whatever you want to call it. So @food. And then it's also incredibly important when you do an image or any type of graphic that you name the file exactly how it's listed within your folder here. So salmon.png. So everyone that had salmon has salmon.png. Same with beef, kids, whatever, how many you need there. Then over here, table. So everything's going to be entered in as text here. So I have all of that. And then again, the flower is a graphic. It's another PNG. So same as the food column, we're going to do @flower and then list each person each flower as the PNG name. It has to be named again. This is where people get caught up. It has to have the exact naming convention as you see in your folder, in your Finder. So I actually just randomly selected, you know, who was going to get what. I had no rhyme or reason. I just kind of wanted it, since they're going to be listed in alphabetical order. I'm hiding them right here, all the names, but they're listed in alphabetical order. I knew that I just didn't want too many to kind of like all fall in the same. So no rhyme or reason there. Just make sure everybody's assigned a certain flower. And then I also included the flower name. So to save me time and not have to type that out on every single file, I went ahead and I wrote the name for each of the flowers there. So as long as you get your spreadsheet all set up like this correctly, you need to do then a file, download, and you're going to download it as a CSV file right here. So once you download that, you're going to want to make sure that you pull it from your downloads folder and into your name cards folder, because that's also a very, very key point. People will get that mixed up. It has to be right here within my folder. Okay, so back to my seed packets InDesign folder here. So that is one that I've already done. I'm going to kind of start from scratch here for you guys. So I'm going to do a file, new document, and I will do it in inches. And you can size this to whatever size you need. So I'm just going to recreate this file just to show you. Don't want facing pages. Bleed is always good to have on there. I don't think I'd need it today, but just in case. Okay, that looks great. So here we are. Here is my first file that I'm creating. I'm actually, just to save a little time, since I've already got this designed, I'm going to just steal this border here like that. And then the other thing that I'm going to do is steal the exact text fonts that I already have. I don't feel like recreating that part of it. So what you need to do here though is just go ahead and type out exactly how you want your names and everything to look. So I like the way that looks there. This is where the names will go and the table numbers will go. And then right here is where I want the image of the flower to go. So the best way to do that is to go back to your Finder and just pick any flower. It does not matter. And it's just to get a placeholder image. So we'll put that there. So one of the most important parts of this process is to make sure that every single image graphic you're using for the flowers is all sized on the same size document. So I created these flowers in Photoshop, so they are all sized to the same file size, and that will make it so much easier when you go to build the data merge. All right, and I'm stealing this text right here because I like the font. Doesn't matter, just go ahead and pick a font, and so I'm going to put that there. And then right here, I left a little opening. I am going to put my food choice here. Again, doesn't matter. Just gonna go ahead, drag that over. As you can see, that is way too big. So I'm just going to Shift Command click and drag to get it kind of the size that I want to fit right in there. Like that. Okay, that looks good. Just so long as I get that nice and centered. So the trick here again now is to make sure every single food choice is all sized on the same dimension document. So same size for all the flowers, same size for all the food. So what you'll want to do is do a save as of this file before we go any farther. So I'm just going to call it Allie Kyler _ name cards. Hopefully that's not. Okay, that's different. So I'm just showing an example. And I want to make sure that it's going to be saved in the same folder as all the rest of the files here for the name cards. So I will click Save. Okay, so now I have the name spot, the table number, the flower image, the flower name, and the food choice image. So what we'll need to do now, this is where the fun happens, is we will go ahead and do the data merge, and we will link the CSV file from our Google Sheets that we downloaded. If you don't have the data merge window open here, you'll just go up to Window, Utilities, and click Data Merge, and that's going to pop it open for you. All right, so in this little hamburger here, you will do Select Data Sort. And then when you click that, what you'll do is you'll navigate to your folder where your name cards are. And this is where we are going to click the CSV file. And you'll just click Open. So it should come up with the right parameters here, but you'll want the delimiter to be the comma, the encoding to say this, and then that. I don't mess with that very often. It works great with CSV files, so that is the settings that you'll want to use. And if you followed along and made sure everything was good in your CSV file over in your Google Sheets, it should work. Now you sometimes can run into hang-ups. It's sometimes a plug and play question. I have no idea why sometimes it wants to work and sometimes it doesn't. The biggest thing is to make sure that you don't have any hidden characters or a random spreadsheet cell that you don't want. So a way around that to double make sure that you're okay is to do a select of everything. This is just a workaround if you're having trouble, because it does happen and it's incredibly frustrating when it does. So I select all of the cells and I'll do a copy, and then I'll just go ahead and create a new tab, and I'll just do a Shift Command V paste, which just pastes it in like it doesn't carry over any special characters. So that's a good trick. Okay, so back over here in my InDesign file, so this is where I am going to assign it to the specific pieces within my data merge. So mine is grabbing it because it knows it from before. But what you'll do is you'll select each of the pieces. Let me just go ahead and make this text box bigger because it won't look goofy once you get it all set. So I'm going to select the first name, and then I clicked first name. I'm going to select last name and click last name. Let me just bring this to the front so I can see what I'm working with here. Then table can just be a static word. I don't need any data variable for that, but I do want to select this little one here and make it the table number. The flower needs to know that it's the flower. The forget-me-not is the flower name. And the food is the food choice here. All right, so your file is going to look something like this, really gibberish. And once you click preview, as long as everything went smoothly, coming over, which you know it will because it's coming in right here, and voila, it's going to pull all of your data and all your variables. I'm just going to shorten up this text box because I did that just to be able to see it. So I have my name, the table, and then the one is the variable piece here. The flower is another variable piece. The forget-me-not is the variable flower name, and the salmon is the variable image. So if I were to scroll here, here we are. So now the name changes. We're sitting at the same table number, and the flower changed, the name, and the food. So you could scroll through I recommend kind of scrolling through all your name cards just to kind of make sure that everything is looking good. And if you like the way everything looks, this is really important that if you didn't, you want to make sure you catch it here, because if you didn't like how big something was, I would go ahead and switch the size, the position. You want to make sure everything looks good here because you don't want to manually do it to every single card later. Okay, so once I like the design of everything I have here, what I am going to do is go to the hamburger again, and you are going to do a create merged document. And it should be all set to go. Yep, the options, fit image proportionally, definitely. There's nothing else really here to click. Let's see, yep, everything good there. just take a look at all of this. I want to do all records. And then it's going to let me know if some of my text is overset, and I might need to go back through and just manually fix those. So let's see if anything happens there. So I'll click OK. And let's see, looks like something is missing, or yep, I think I need to go back through and create a vegan icon. So now it's merging all the records. Okay, yep, so right here is where it's going to tell me that I have characters that are overlapping way too much. So this is a few more than I really wanted. It might just be that I need to, so I would save the report because you can go through it. But it might just be that I need to go through and size down the wording, you know. So anyways, that's what you're going to do, and you'll go back through and manually edit any of them that don't look, you know, if their names are on 2 lines, whatever it may be. You know, sometimes the name is just too long and it'll go to 2 lines. What I would do then, if it's like that, I would just go and resize the name to get it to 1 line. All right, so that is how you create all of your data merged name cards with a variety of variables. So the name was a variable, the table number was a variable, you know, the flower with an image. That is exactly how you would create something like this. And like I mentioned, this is a pretty robust data merge. A lot of the times it's just the name, the table number, and an icon for the food. So, but if you wanted to do something really similar to this, it created such a cool wall name card installation at our wedding. So I highly recommend giving it a try. But once you are ready to print it, actually first you'll want to save it. It's a brand new file, so you'll just want to click all is kind of what I do here. And then you'll just do a file export, and you're going to export it as a PDF file. And that is going to give you all of your files for print. Okay, I hope you really enjoyed this tutorial. Let me know if you have any questions below. Like I said, it was definitely a more complicated tutorial, and I'm happy to answer any questions. Thanks so much. If you enjoyed this video, I'd love it if you could hit the like button, and I can't wait to catch up with you again next week.